to our country. And as this field started to get together and Mary Pat and I were watching for our home in New Jersey, we became completely convinced that the rest of the field really might be unwilling to take him on, and to take him on directly. And unfortunately now, with only 3 weeks to go to the New Hampshire primary, we turned out to be right. And I would say this, one of the key moments in this campaign was in the first debate in August, when they asked us, would you support Donald Trump as the Republican nominee, even if he was a convicted felon? And every other candidate on that stage, other than me and Asa Hutchinson, raised their hands and said yes. Nikki Haley raised her hand, said she would support him if he was a convicted felon. And last night here in New Hampshire, she said before there's a trial, before there's a bit of evidence presented, before she even knows what the trial that Donald Trump will undergo will look like, she said last night she will pardon Donald Trump if she's president. Well, what that should tell the American people is that she believes in two systems of justice. One for all of us, and one for the most powerful. And if you've been president of the United States, apparently, in Nikki Haley's world, it's okay to commit crimes. And you'll still be supported as the Republican nominee, and if she became president, she would pardon him. We need to tell the truth about this. If we allow that to happen as a country, we will be no better than a lot of these tin pot democracies around the world who treat the privileged different than they treat everyday citizens. Dave said in his introduction, I spent 7 years as the U.S. Attorney in New Jersey, the 5th largest office in this country. Those 130 prosecutions he referenced, those were just the political corruption prosecutions I did. And we held Republicans and Democrats, powerful people, accountable for their conduct. And no matter who they were and what party they were from, we sent them to jail if they broke the law. And the same damn rules should apply to Donald Trump as applied to every one of those people. And so the truth needs to be told about this stuff. And it's uncomfortable sometimes to have to say those things. And depending on where I am in the country, I get booed when I say those things. But let me tell you, if you're worried about being booed, then you have no business being president of the United States. Because there's going to have to be a lot of tough things you're going to have to do as president. And, you know, look, so that we're clear on this stuff, in case any of you were planning on asking me this morning, so I'll cut you off before you do. What was the cause of the Civil War? We'll make it easy for you. It was slavery, and you don't need to take my word for it, because when Nikki's home state of South Carolina seceded from the Union, the first sentence of their resolution to secede from the Union was their reason was because the other states were unwilling to permit slavery to spread to the Western territories. So Nikki says, well, she's from the South, so of course she knows about slavery. Well, it doesn't sound like it. And here's the thing. You all remember, if you watched the 4th debate, that I was the one who stood up on that stage and defended her. When Vivek Ramaswamy said that she didn't have the intellect of his 3-year-old son. Well, I've known Nikki for 13 years, and she's a smart and capable woman. And the way I was raised, if a bully is out there picking on somebody, and you have the opportunity to defend them, you do. And I have no regrets about doing that. But I will tell you this, that what she has said over the last couple of days here in New Hampshire isn't because she doesn't get it. It isn't because she's not smart. She's smart and she knows exactly what she's doing. And when she didn't bring that up, it's because she has had a history of being unwilling to offend anyone by telling the truth. When she ran for governor in 2010 in South Carolina, and they asked her what was the cause of the Civil War, she said it was a battle between change versus tradition. tradition, slavery, a tradition. So I want to make it really clear to Nikki this morning, because I know she's still here in New Hampshire, that it wasn't about change versus tradition. It was about right versus wrong. And I'm going to always stand for right. And this Republican Party, which was the party that was formed to abolish slavery, that's why we were formed. And our first Republican president is the man who abolished slavery. How can you want to be the Republican candidate for president and not be able to tell people that that's where we stand? It's because some people in her home state are still fighting that war. And she has come accustomed to not offending anyone.